They're
You're
detrimental.
going to talk about what's better for men if you're, I mean, no offense, you're on antidepressants.
See, this is what I mean. All right, ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing today? Hope you're all well. Today, we're taking a look at a clip that went viral on TikTok of an individual named Sneako. I'm sure a lot of you guys know who he is. Maybe some of y'all don't. He's a YouTuber that, or ex-YouTuber, he recently got banned. And to be honest, I don't think his ban was justified. But he's been saying some interesting things here on Rumble, because that's where he's on now. He's live streaming on there. And one of his clips actually went viral of him talking to another dude about masculinity and just traditional masculine values and how, you know, modern men have become a little bit more soft. And while I think Sneako has a lot of good ideas, and I think that he's onto some things when it comes to, you know, the problems that we're currently facing as a society, I think he's a terrible communicator. And obviously, I realize that it's hard to articulate yourself perfectly, right? You're not going to please everybody. But if he just calmed down and really thought about the things he's saying before he says them, I think he'd be dangerous in the best way possible, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of the time you'll see his emotions get the best of him and he'll just splurt out some fucking dumb shit, and it's just like, all right, bro. He does kind of remind me of like Kanye and Trump in the sense of like, they have decent ideas, but they just suck at communicating them without making a generalization or stuff like that. And obviously, I know it's a form of language when you generalize, and I know they don't mean everybody when they're talking about a group of people, but there's still gonna be a large group of people who misinterpret what you're saying, and they think that you're talking about everybody in that group you're talking about. So it's hard, but we're just gonna be diving into this. Want to give a big shout out to Matthew DeGraw. Appreciate you supporting the channel. And if y'all want to shout out, all y'all gotta do is like my recent Instagram post and drop an emoji.
Saying toxic masculinity because you're crying. You're not embracing your masculine nature. You think that being a man is toxic.
No, I don't. You're wrong. When I talk about toxic masculinity, I'm talking about social expectations that are placed on men that are toxic to the man. The solutions that you're offering are detrimental to men. And not only that, they're detrimental.
You're going to talk about what's better for men if you're, I mean, no offense, you're on antidepressants.
See, this is what I mean. He thought he did something there, but really that was such a useless point. I got some dudes that I know and some dudes that are in my circle that take medication, and they definitely have it a lot more figured out than I do. They're sometimes giving me advice. They're lifting more than me in the gym. You know what I'm saying? It's not everything if you're on a fucking pill, bro. I feel a way about, you know, medication, so I understand what he's trying to communicate, but it's not valid in this argument, if you get what I'm saying. Obviously, the dude he's talking to presents himself more as like kind of a reserved online guy, so I get what Sneako's trying to do, but you don't know this guy, bro. You're just making generalizations and assumptions, and what does assuming do? Makes an ass out of you and me.
How are you going to talk about what's better for your mental health if you're not, if you are literally popping a pill every day saying I'm not happy? What the fuck do you know?
Do you know what an ad hom attack is? Do you know what an ad hom is?
That's not an ad hom, bro. That's not an ad hom attack.
Yes, it is. You're not.
Clearly, you don't know what an ad hom attack is because you're not even addressing what he just said. You're just going after him immediately. And this is something that Sneako does pretty often. If you've watched clips of him, he'll just straight up just go to the person making the argument instead of the actual argument itself. And that doesn't solve anything. It's just attacking the person. It's like, what do you know? I'm not going to listen to anybody because I automatically assume that this guy doesn't know anything. It's like, bro, that's not how you learn, and that's not how you grow. And even if the person isn't qualified, I guess, to talk about the things they're talking about because they don't have shit figured out themselves, it's like, what's attacking them gonna do? Instead of focusing on the issue they're talking about, you're now just saying, well, it's like, I hear what you're saying, man, but you don't have this figured out yourself, so therefore we should focus on that instead of the actual issue at hand. It's like, God, bro, you got some insecurity. I can tell. It's really just seeing your past self in people you talk to. Because I used to have that same exact issue. Instead of just helping the people around me grow, I would be like, well, you're coming at me for this, and you don't have this figured out, so therefore I'm focusing on that. It's like, nah, bro, that's not how you elevate as humans. All he's trying to say to you, Sneako, is that you're pushing ideas on men that are watching your content who are most likely insecure, lack self-worth, and you're trying to hold them to this extreme high standard. And it's like, no, you can't take a man who doesn't have any self-worth or insecurity and be like, you need to be fucking Hercules. It doesn't work like that. They gotta level up to that point. And that's all he's trying to communicate to you, Sneako. He's just trying to say it's toxic.
You're addressing my argument. You're saying you take pills? What?
You take antidepressants. You are acknowledging every day, I'm depressed.
No.
So what do you know
That's not
about
what
happiness?
taking antidepressants is. Well, first of all, I don't need to be in the best mental well-being myself to still be able to read what these studies demonstrate, that telling men to suppress emotion does nothing but contribute to higher rates of... Not to mention, this type of idea also negatively impacts men within relationships. There's been plenty of studies on this, for example.
He came with the receipts.
Hunter, your way's not working.
Wait,
Your method's not working.
what do you...
The way your view of men's mental health and everything is not working, and you're admitting it every day by taking an antidepressant.
Okay, if you're gonna just cling to like you take medicine, LOL, then that's fine. But you're not making an argument right now. You're not
It's
making.
not medicine.
It is medicine. It's been clinically demonstrated to be effective, and I don't know what your hangup is with this. Okay, this says, quote, research on gender roles suggests that men who strongly adhere to traditional masculine gender norms are at increased risk for the perpetuation of violent and abusive acts towards their female intimate partners. And
Talk
even
to me,
more
man.
so,
Stop reading these studies, bro. This is just
no,
a waste.
I know that you don't want me
reading
to
articles
read
that
all
are-
of the information that completely obliterates all the dumb shit you say.
Sneako, I ain't gonna lie, and I hope this kid doesn't take offense to what I'm about to say, but Sneako, you're getting bodied by a nerd right now. And I'm being an ass right now. I'm assuming he's a nerd. I don't know shit about this dude. But on the surface level, it looks like you're getting bodied by a nerd. Because this dude is just trying to explain what men are facing on a mass scale when it comes to trying to portray this traditional masculine figure, when all it contributes to on a mass scale of men is higher abuse rates, higher rape rates, all that stuff, right? And this isn't just an assumption. This is evidence, right, that he's presenting to the table. And all you're saying, all you're going back to is just, well, you don't know shit. You don't have anything figured out. It's like, okay, he might not, but the things he's talking about are statistically proven to be true. He's just bringing up facts. He's not bringing his own personal experience to the table, Sneako. He's just talking about the statistics. All in all, I believe that masculine values are great. I think they're useful. I think they're almost essential. But yeah, they're essential in society, I believe. But I feel like having those extremely high expectations, like extremely high, unrealistic expectations, is what causes these men to become violent, because they're so frustrated with themselves. And when you tell an insecure man with no self-worth that he needs to be fucking macho, he needs to be the biggest badass in the world, he needs to be a fucking man, it kind of swings him to the opposite side of the pendulum to where he starts to overcompensate. You get what I'm saying?
But let me finish at least, okay? It says, in the present study, we assess the effect of masculine discrepancy stress, a form of distress arising from perceived
It's not
failure.
having a debate or a conversation.
Stop,
you reading
stop.
these articles is not a conversation.
It's not an article, it's a study, and I would like to just read the little blurb here, okay? In the present study, they assessed the effect of masculine discrepancy
If
stress.
you're depressed, you should not be educating people on happiness.
See, but he's not really educating anybody on how to be happy. He's just reading studies. That's all he's doing. He's not trying to be like, I have it figured out and I'm going to tell you the way. He's just reading studies of how when men on a mass scale get exposed to a lot of traditional male values, when they lack them, tend to overcompensate and become more violent, bro. That's all he's trying to say. He's not trying to say he has shit figured out.
Form of distress arising from perceived failure to conform to socially prescribed masculine gender role norms. Results indicate that masculine discrepancy stress significantly
but you can look at me and talk to me, man.
his-
No one in the chat's listening to this. Like this,
That's
you're
not
just
true.
reciting bot points.
How are these bot points? These are things that people in your audience are actually going through when they have to listen to you talk about a bunch of masculine traditional values and they don't have them, so they have to try to keep up with this male image for themselves, and it stresses them out 2 times more than they were before. I feel like this is just Sneako's defense mechanism. He's like, oh shit, he's starting to get on me, so I gotta call him a bot. Listen, Sneako, I know you're assuming that this kid doesn't have shit figured out. You could be right, but at the end of the day, you don't know. And even if this kid doesn't have shit figured out, right? He's still bringing up statistical evidence that you're not even confronting, you're not even addressing, you're not even talking about it. You're just going straight back to him. And it's like I'm watching a fucking clown show.
But I'm trying to just demonstrate that the type of masculinity that you are consistently advocating for hurts men and hurts their future relationships.
Okay. Do you know who's not on antidepressants? Andrew Tate, Fresh and Fit, me. The red pill people are.
What's your point? Who asked? Of course there's people who aren't on antidepressants. I'm not on antidepressants, but I can still realize that antidepressants don't make you like subhuman. What's your fucking point?
Live happy lives.
So do a lot of people who take antidepressants. Oh my God. This guy's logic is you are not happy if you take antidepressants. It's like, no, it's way more complex than that. Some people have traumatic experiences that they went through. Some people have like so much built up shit from their past. It's like, you don't know shit, bro. You really don't. Obviously, I'm not an advocate for Big Pharma. You know, I think they do a lot of evil, but to some people, this medication is what works for them. And I'm willing to bet that there's thousands, hundreds of thousands of men who take antidepressants out there that have it more figured out than you do.
You don't take pills.
That's great, dude. That's super cool.
Well, the idea
talking about snorting pills, and I'll get back to reading this. It says results indicated that masculine discrepancy stress significantly predicted.
I'm not listening to you talk.
It's one more sentence. Calm down, please. Results indicated that masculine discrepancy stress significantly predicted men's historical perpetuation of intimate partner violence, independent of other masculinity-related variables. Right. So the type of masculinity. No, we're not moving on yet. The type of masculinity.
You said the same point 6 times in a row.
Because I don't know how else to get them through your thick skull.
By arguing and talking to me and listening to what I'm saying right now.
Part of what forms a good argument are facts to back it up, okay? I'm just here to speak truth.
And really, it doesn't seem like you want to listen, Sneako. Regardless of who this information's coming from. If this information was read to you by some ripped motherfucker, I guarantee you would have listened. Because that's all you can latch on to, who's telling you the information. But the information is the information at the end of the day. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. I'm really curious about what y'all think about this. And yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, feel free to leave a like. And if you guys want to see more content in the future, feel free to subscribe. I'm not here to force you though. If you guys want to see more content, I got it on the screen for you right now. Y'all have a good one. Catch y'all.